right, welcome once again, wonderful viewers, to the decks of the most informative, educative, and not less entertaining podcast, Let's Talk. Today, don't forget, I beg, my switch. This English don't give me problem too much. No forget, say I've been telling you, say we'll come back to come gist you, or make we come deliberate or discuss onto the previous matter, we will never conclude about staying together before you go marry. Two people where won't marry, they never marry. Person just say, I won't marry you. Don't pack your bag. Or the man tell you, pack your bag. You go stay with her. So I still get my people them on top the decks. Today gist go hot. And as we make that discussion finish, I got to hear plenty talk. Oh. Some of my friends they call me, oh, this one, oh, that one, oh. I say, okay, Muna, calm down. Now I don't go discover another one. Inside the matter, I go see another matter. But here with me today, I have Miriam.
Hello.
I have Mr. Yala.
Hello, everyone.
And I have my favorite person, Vivian. Don't forget this face, oh. Don't forget this face. I have Miriam. Alright, so let's move straight into the second part of the discussion. The discussion, is it right for two persons that want to get married, that's before marriage, maybe during courtship, anyhow you want to term it, to stay together before marriage? Alright, so let's start with Mr. Yala.
Why do you always like starting with me? All right, good day, viewers. The last time we had a very extensive and educative discussion about cohabitation, if it's proper or not, and then it was quite detailed. Today, our moderator has brought up another discussion, but just to remind you all that my own take from the last discussion is that cohabitation is not necessary before marriage. Miriam, what was your take?
I agree that it's necessary and it's not necessary.
No.
I was sitting on the fence.
The fence is broken.
My own is not broken. I was sitting on the
Okay,
fence.
Vivian.
It's important.
It's important. Well, not. It's more than necessary, right?
From my own point of view,
It's important. Yeah. It's important. Okay, so you, where they watch us, you go need to reason whether it's important, give you a be not important. But from my own point of view, I don't know waiting I go talk. Oh. I don't know waiting I go talk. Now, you get waiting comes to happen again for the society. Because as after a lot of maybe research and a lot of findings, we come discover say why plenty people say they even do this thing. They say the family of these our girls, God will help us. Any girl where find by me, where God helps, she can't find. Then the papa come struggle. Especially those people that struggle, send them go school. Hey, you will pay the fine fee. You pay the school fee where the papa be pay. The water which you been drink for their house, you will pay. Pay where she been found, where she not found well. You want to say your husband will pay when they come to marry you and you will pay. They just go, you go listen now based on saying a bride price. Sayala.
Yes, sir.
No, you don't marry.
Wait till you be talk about this bride price where they want you skill people where they make person go say, oh yeah. Because I even feel say some ladies they suggest and give the man say, no worry, just give me belly. My papa will say, my papa will pursue me come but my come marry.
Moderator, that one another serious issue now. You know. now a separate discussion on your own. But I hope so we will feel discuss completely for this meeting. Moving forward to your question. Man, they suffer. Woman, no. The thing is becoming so alarming that marriage proceedings or marriage rights are now like it's a transaction. It's a business, right? It's a business that people work so hard for and look forward to especially what they have to take back home. Not completely even considerate of the highlight of that ceremony, which is the birth of a new family that is beginning. They are now only more concerned with the transactional part of it. My candid opinion is, it is. Some people then too do.
So you agree, say, okay, because before now, your take was that it's not really necessary for two persons to cohabit. But now, based on where the matter don't the drive go, you be like say you don't the reason and with it.
No. I am only now saying, in addition to what I'd said before,
Alright.
that the high cost of bride price is a contributing factor to why people cohabit. And I'm believing we want to now deal more on one of such causes, which is high bride price.
Okay.
And you raised another one, forceful marriage, pregnancy, and all of that.
No, freely married.
Okay, free marriage. Right? Yeah, so that's another contributing factor. So my take that I just gave in now is that the high cost of bride price or bride price monetized or transactional is not ideal in beginning a new family or the subject of marriage.
Okay. So let's move on. Vivian, now our last session, you mentioned something maybe they very striking, and I know say our viewers out there go get plenty things so type. You go answer question. No? You mentioned something, but we'll not go there for now. But no,
Moderator, do you want to bring up that topic?
I will bring them up in between the discussion.
What?
In between the discussion.
What did I
Okay,
mention?
so when that time when they discuss, say, person go stay with person, we moved, we drive, and we were talking about the sex. So we were like, okay, that what the religiously they are trying to prevent is the sex and the this thing, because I've heard some very elderly persons having a discussion and they are like, my daughter won't marry you. You know, most of the times mothers can be very funny. And the person we won't marry is strong. He say yes. He's strong in and out. He say yes. Your daughter tell you, yes, say person daughter will marry. The husband thing, no they walk So now.
Moderator, have you started the process before?
Mothers will be mothers.
I've stayed around elderly women.
Honestly, I've not heard that part.
I've heard it.
No, it's very
but it's
clear.
interesting to hear it. Though.
I've heard it. Yeah.
Right, they
So-
ask.
And while we were discussing, we were like, okay, that religiously they are trying to prevent you from having sex, since they say sex before marriage is bad. So now, but the society and what has been going on has made it look like a lot of persons are deceiving their spouses or their spouse because they want to hide an illness or something. So along the discussion, our beloved Vivian said that the sex is not a problem, because she now actually talks, say you now
I've
actually
stayed
talk,
with
say you
someone
have stayed
2
with
years,
someone
yes.
2 years and nothing
Happened.
Okay, and Abi, what asks you make you educate us how you take do and wetin be the steps wey you take.
Good. It's obvious she has a very good moral standing, so she can help teach us
Yes.
and help our younger
Help our
ones out
younger
there.
ones.
So like I said, I stayed with a friend 2 years and nothing happened. Going into a relationship with someone, you should first know the person's intention. Know the person you are dealing with before you go into a relationship with the person.
How do you get to know the person?
You talk things out.
No, sir.
You don't just see someone, then you start relationship with the person.
Wait.
You go through process.
Good. Now, I've stayed with a friend. It's not defined in our discussion. A friend, if you are staying with a friend in a society where
Sorry, a female friend.
A male
female friend.
friend,
Good.
not
Now,
a female friend.
who is this male friend to you? Is he just a friend? Let's start from there. I know some persons who this is what they thought. Some persons, if they catch me, they go slap me. They don't even allow me land this question I want to ask you. But this person, is he a male? Like you are just friends? Na situation be make una come stay together, or na actually say una two been like una self. Something be the way anything relationship aside the normal friendship.
I stayed with my male friend. He likes me.
Okay. Him tell you saying like you.
Yes.
You tell him back say you like him too.
I didn't tell him anything. I didn't reply him. But I stayed with him. There, he had an injury
Okay.
on his arm, so he could not do anything. So I stayed with him, also helped him out with some
Okay.
things. Yeah. Then you guys said two opposite sex cannot stay together. Without having sex. And I told you it's a lie because I stayed with a friend 2 years and nothing happened.
Well, you just said he has a broken arm.
So can the hand stop him from doing what he wants to do? He can't. The hands cannot stop him.
And by the way,
He's not using the hand to do what he wants to do.
You know this your information now, Nebi say. You don't get any feelings for him. This person, this one who they talk now, na person who won't marry you. Na person where you don't like. If you don't tell your papa, sometimes girls go tell your papa. If you carry price pursue this man, who won't marry me, or if not be this person, I don't go marry him. You don't tell all your friends say, I'm almost married. You don't create group self for planning committee. You take it. So you know say you don't need 4 hands. How you see that one? You know say this thing the way they talk now actually is slightly different. Miriam Shebi, there is a slight difference. So you feel say you will fit stay where you stay now.
I stayed with him and people were thinking we were dating. People thought we were dating.
Okay, you guys were not dating.
We're not dating.
For me, I wasn't dating. We were not dating. But for him, I don't know. He had feelings for me. He asked me out and I said no.
So what if?
So I don't know what was still running through his mind.
Okay, what if the matter we don't reach where you say, I won't marry you. Then you now come agree say, yes, now this man where God don't say make I marry, or now this man where my heart don't pinch me pepper body they do you say now this man you go marry. If you say that kind of thing where happen that time you go feel walk.
Which kind of thing?
Like we will stay
together.
there for that 2 years.
Yes, till after marriage. It's something we talked about.
We want to ask you one striking question, but now personal thing. Even I go ask you, I know I'll make our viewers here later. You go tell me after this
You
session.
can ask so that everybody
Moderator, why are you picking on me?
I needed to say something.
Okay.
You know, when someone has broken bones or broken injury, if it's traditionally, if you go to a traditionalist that is straightening that bone, they'll tell you that during that period of your healing, you're not to have sexual intercourse.
He was not
No,
handicapped for 2 years.
No, I'm just giving an instance. Yes, because that's one thing that also makes people when they have injuries like they try to, because they tell them, if he's a traditionalist, he will tell you you're not permitted to have sex because of this medicine we are doing for you. If you have sex, it will not work. So that's
even if they told him if you have sex it will not work. We stayed for 2 years, not few months, and the stuff was just for a few months.
Okay.
I was just giving an instance.
Okay, but Miriam, back to you. So you feel say you go fit stay because when you be say been there for offense. So now I go me too. I don't climb
The fence.
So if you want to fall this side, I'll fall with you. If you want to fall to the right, I'll go with you. If you want to go to the left, I'll fall with you. So now let's fall to the left first. Do you think if you are to stay with a person that wants to get married to you, you can avoid the sex part of the whole thing?
You know, even the Holy Book says, resist the devil and he will do what? He will flee. There's a difference between coming and going. Even when you go to church, when you are being educated, they'll tell you, you see this flesh. Now blood they run inside.
Okay, so I don't
Even as a pastor.
I don't see your answer.
Even as a pastor, you see they get conjure. So there's a way someone will come for counseling. If the person is not properly dressed, some decent pastors, that's why they have secretaries or they have people around. If a lady is coming to their office and the lady is not properly dressed, once she enters, they'll call somebody else to come and stay there. Why are they doing that? Is it because they are not holy? Self-control.
Okay.
So you cannot tell me you keep goat and yam.
Okay.
AC they blow, rain they fall, and you're lying down on the same bed. No matter the stone or block inside, you will make an attempt. Definitely.
And at some point, you don't feel resist back.
At some point, you will succumb. At some point.
Like Sayala said the other time that you actually find reasons to cover it up. It was because of this. It was because of this. You now look for things to. So that means your opinion is still
To avoid it totally.
to avoid it totally.
Yes.
Okay, don't stay.
Don't stay.
Okay. So if you have to stay, just ready your mind. Say
Even if you're to stay, I think your staying should be that they've done the traditional rites.
so. By the way, aside from trying to know the man, waiting again will make you want to stay with the man. The few same family pressure will feel make you want to stay with the man, or maybe as you carry the man come, your papa ask you where you from. You say nah.
Now go German.
Go German, on our African man, on our Akwa Ibom man. If you say, God forbid, if I see I don't swear. When my papa born me, as my papa just born me, I come swear, say when I born my own pikin, my pikin no go marry any man away from Ogoni. You think, say, that kind of pressure will fit push you. So go stay with the man.
No.
No. Why? What make you talk like that? It means say you don't like the person you want to marry, or
It's not about, I think everything should be about self-discipline.
okay.
That's just it. The fact that you like the man is not enough reason to move in completely. You can visit.
So she's on the other side of the fence
Yeah,
now.
defense now.
You can visit.
Okay. So Sayala, I've like ask you personal.
Please go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead.
just intrude.
I would respond in a public suitable way. So
Okay. So you're married, sir. So when you got married, did you have any challenge of family putting pressure? Your wife should not marry. Do you have any funny challenge like that?
no, not quite, because my wife and I were riverine, so
Okay.
it was easy for them to adjust.
Okay.
But I know that there are some sort of preferences
Yes.
with where someone comes from. Yeah,
Okay.
to them.
Okay. So by the way, because the way you've been saying your own take, we say it means say your wife no stay with you before marriage.
Why? No, not at all.
How long were you and your wife be day before una marry?
So, why are you laughing? All right, so my wife has been my teenage friend,
Oh.
right? And then it progressed to the actual point of defining that, okay, we're not having a dating kind of relationship with the intention of becoming married. So I can't quantify how long we dated per se prior to marriage. I can only quantify how long we've known.
Okay.
You understand?
That means she let's put it that she was your childhood friend,
Teenage friend.
teenage friend. Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't my childhood friend.
So,
So I've known her plus minus before marriage 11 years,
oh.
and then after marriage 4 years or 15
So like
months.
confused say now there was no need for people to stay, or it was just your principle that you cannot stay.
There was no need for us to stay, and then it was a personal principle that we shouldn't stay.
Okay. So Miriam,
Yeah.
you know say when they talk you
Bring
you
it up.
wisely
Yes.
you wisely push one of my questions aside.
What was
So
the
I will still come
question?
back. I've been there asked you say, what if your papa now put pressure, or your family, okay, maybe you're having a family challenge in where your parents are telling you cannot marry this man, and you really want to marry this. Okay, I actually heard a gist about this guy that sponsored a girl, and funny enough, the girl was not telling the parents. The guy sponsored and everything to school, helped her, everything, and the girl don't decide say, I go marry this man. I don't know whether that as compensation no, or I say I love the guy. So as the time gone reach, you pass say lie. You know if you marry person away from so tribe. If you marry that person, the mama say me I'll go stand for us, make truck come jam. You know the way women they do nothing. So now,
Dramatic.
in that situation now, or maybe say you carry your leg put for that kind of shoe one way around, what will you do? Will it force you to stay with the guy? Because now we are also trying to look at a situation where some persons are now saying, I beg, I'll carry myself, give you. I feel say if you give me Belenda, my papa will pursue me, come off for house, or maybe something.
Okay, first of all, I won't move in because of pressure. The first thing I'll do is, does this person make me happy? I think my happiness comes first.
Okay.
Am I safe with this person?
So what if the answer can't be? After they ask all these questions, it can't be yes.
That's I will stay with the person.
Like if they ask, does this person make me happy? Yes. Am I safe? Yes. Did the other question where you do your mind? Yes. Will it make you? Can you stay? Because
Can it make you move
in
to stay with the person contrary to the will of your family based on tribe difference and all of that?
Marrying or just moving in?
Okay, marrying,
yes.
right?
Marrying or moving in? They are two different things.
Obviously, if you are moving in, you have decided to marry the man. Like you have made a decision, even when your
So,
family.
moderator, why not define it? Is it marrying?
If I'm not married,
Okay,
you have the
moving in.
consent of
Let's
the
say
parents.
moving in.
No, at that point, of course, nothing is properly defined.
That's not married.
That's
so
not
the
married,
more
no.
structured one will be marriage.
That's staying together.
Okay, so can you move in to stay with him? Let's start from there.
You're still twisting
I
it.
just want you to say yes or no.
No, you're still twisting
At
it.
that point, it's not a hard decision to
Is
make.
that- okay, can freely.
No, you
No.
can even choose not to go.
Yes,
it's not a tough
because
decision
you're not yet
to make.
married
You
to
should
the
just
person.
talk to your parents
Oh.
about it.
I think marriage would give. would
Marriage
be the
will give
better-
me, yes.
Okay, so will you go ahead to marry the person?
Without the consent of the parents.
Your parents they know, but they don't want to
They
agree.
don't want to. So how can you get married to someone without the consent of the parents?
Is it both parents?
Your own parents in particular.
My own parents?
Like both parents, mother and father.
Yes,
mother and father?
Yes, the both of them.
Ha. How come mother and father? No.
They,
One person, because they say what an elder sees sitting. We've started using
Okay, so what
drone.
if your mom? Mothers, they are always so compassionate. They want to reason with you, and your father is
A
like,
woman is a very emotional and sensitive person.
okay.
A man is a logical person.
Well, let's not forget, the basis of their disagreement is based on tribal differences,
yes.
not out of what they've seen
They have
as
seen.
per character difference and all of that. Let's be, if we're more structured with our question, it can help us.
Okay. So
Is it
got-
only based on tribal difference?
I know a particular tribe that my mom is like, no, you can't go there. I told her something. I said, there are two things involved. If I listen to my instincts or I listen to my, I don't want to be too churchy, but if I communicate and I still hear the voice say, go there, I will go there, whether she accepts it or not.
Okay.
Yes. But if peradventure she says no and I'm still hearing no, I will not go. But if I'm hearing yes and she's saying no, I will go. I wasn't there when she made her choice
Okay.
to stay
You don't
with
even know
my
what informed her opinion about that tribe. Like you don't know what must have happened that
See,
made her
whatever happened, you can't use one bad
egg.
egg to condemn the whole.
Yeah,
For the fact that, for example, in a part in Cross River, they will get, there's this saying that they eat human beings. There's also a part in Akwa Ibom, the Anang. They also have this mindset that they eat human beings. So are you saying if someone comes from Anang or someone comes from Uge, who was not or has never been to Uge before, grew up outside, so just because you have that mentality that they eat people, I should not hang out or marry with the person? That's insane.
Okay, so Vivian, you wanted to say something.
she has said it already.
Okay, she has said it already. So that means you have the same opinion, like you agreed with what she has said.
I think when you've decided that, okay, I'll go on with this person, your mom will not have any other choice than to follow your...
Okay.
So, sorry. Then it brings in the subject of parental consent prior to marriage.
I actually wanted to share stories, Ayala.
Please go ahead.
One time, I had a very beautiful boss, very nice woman. Let me not use beautiful, a very nice woman. So one day I was discussing with her, she was to travel out and she said something to me. She told me, I'm happy. She was like, God, thank you for my husband. So I was like, ma, what happened? And she said, I didn't think she did not marry her husband. That by now she would have been very angry with herself. So when she was to get married, both parents did not agree based on tribal whatsoever. And then the man did not have anything. So she was still in, I think, her final year, but she decided that she would marry the man with a strong head. I don't know how her story ran out, but I don't know what marriage happened. And they, I don't know if I can call it marriage. Then at a point along the line, I think she has given birth to almost all of her children. She has 3 boys. So I think she has gotten married to almost all of her children. And then after the marriage, along the line, the parents came because the man started getting money and started taking care of not just she, the family, and everyone through her. So they came back and accepted the bride price, which was not even what was supposed to be already. Like if they were to
give the consent and all of that.
So in this situation, no, Vivian, the both parents, because we were talking before now, you said the both parents cannot say the same thing. Miriam, that's where my question is trying to
even if the
now.
both parents, see, one thing is,
and let's also talk about the consent part.
The
how the marriage
thing
happened.
is, your boss, she was not married. She just moved in to stay with the man, right?
Okay, that means you can call it not being married.
Yes.
So the marriage happened after when.
so the both parents did not even have confidence in the children. They were waiting for them to make it before they give their consent. That's what it simply means.
I think this one is not about tribe. It's about the man's financial
Status.
It's actually a tribal thing and a financial stuff.
I don't think it's tribe.
So,
Because if it is tribe, they will stand on their ground.
Yes.
Okay, no, I don't want you to marry
do
me.
you know that money can shut anybody's mouth up? I'm telling you, the gospel
See, you
truth.
know, this tribalistic stuff has really done more harm than good in terms of marriage. There are people that, because they are from a certain tribe, they just end relationships relationship just simply because, let me still use the instance of an Akwa Ibomite, an Anang person who wants to get married, and immediately you say, where are you from? I'm from Akwa Ibom. Say, okay, we're in Akwa Ibom. Anang say, yeah, no, hey, those people. You don't even know what that person has in mind or in store for your child. Just because the person is an Anang person and an Akwa Ibomite, you beat your chest and say never over your dead body. Like, we should stop the tribalistic aspect of it.
Sayala, in the story I've just narrated, you don't call that marriage, right?
Yeah, you're confusing me.
Okay, I narrated the story that a woman
Moved in.
Don't
yes,
say married.
even gave birth. That means like to 3 children before the man started.
That's
getting
cohabitation. Yeah, they were cohabiting.
That means it wasn't married, right?
Maybe, who knows? Did they ever go to do a court registry? If yes, that was marriage.
I think yes. I think yes.
Then that
She
was
mentioned
marriage.
something like the court held the bride price. They took the bride price when your parents are ready.
Yeah, court cannot do
They
that.
cannot do it.
That means
They had a legal marriage other than a traditional marriage.
okay.
Sorry, sir.
Well, in the court, that means your both parents has to be there.
Not necessarily.
Not
both.
necessarily both parents.
So who has to be there?
I think a parent should be there.
It's not all.
The court asks you to bring 2 witnesses.
Witnesses,
That's
yes.
what court calls it.
Because I've seen people who,
It's a witness.
they just do, you know, when you want to travel out, this illegal stuff, most people just bring their friends. They're like, oh, they stand as witness and they sign and they are married.
So, so where is the bride price going? What is
The court has nothing to do with
That's what now brought us to, I think, led to this whole conversation the last time. Marriage is a relationship that exists between 2 full-grown adults who are now willing to start up a family.
That means, Sayala, you are saying it does not have anything to do with the family, with the parent. in this definition now.
So don't quote me wrongly, right? I also have a social status I'm holding, so I'm trying to be careful.
He's a chooser.
Yeah, I'm choosing. Yeah, that's not what I meant, right? I was trying to define marriage in its simplest form, right? It is a union between two people that are grown-ups that are now willing to start up a family. But that's marriage.
Okay, so
No, hold on, sir.
Oh, you're
Hold
not
on.
done.
That's marriage, right? That's a family marriage. Now, you now see that it is variation of culture that now brings traditional marriage, church marriage. What is the other one? That's church marriage.
Okay.
And
The
then
court.
court
Court
marriage.
marriage, I mean.
It's variation of culture that brings all of this, right? In the Western world, what they know as marriage proceedings is the legal marriage, the court marriage. In Africa, because we are traditionalists by origin, we do more of the traditional marriage. And then we've now cascaded into a more religious people. So we have now brought in what?
The white
Church
wedding.
marriage or the white marriage. You get it? Now, in this different class of marriage, what is central among all of them is that there's a consent or there's an agreement between two set of people. You get? Now, in the traditional setting, the consent goes side by side with a token. In the Western culture, where it is court marriage, as said, marriage goes side by side with a legal agreement. That's why in the court marriage, they don't ask you for all those things.
But you pay?
Yeah, what you pay is even for the registry.
The registry.
That is all
Then
you
you
pay.
are not paying a dime.
You're not paying a dime. Court marriages, you don't pay anything. What you're paying is for the registry. And it's what? 3,000, 2,005, something of that nature.
There's some bride prices that don't even reach 3,000.
You get it. So the church marriage now just requires both parties, parental consent, blessed marriage, and start your thing.
Whoa.
You understand? So it is variation of culture. Okay. Where do we stand? Do we stand on the traditional one because we're Africans? Fine and good. If because we're Africans, the detail of the traditional marriage in the African setting is parental consent. Mm-hmm. It's not legal agreement, yes. Unlike the Western the court marriage thing. And that is why in the Western world, marriages expire. Because it's an agreement. Even if I enter an agreement with you, legally, there's a period it will stay and it will expire. Do you get it? Yeah. And then you can opt out anytime you want to opt out. That's what gave birth to divorce. In the African traditional setting, the original setting, there is nothing like divorce. Mm-mm. That's why you can see in the traditional setting, you have betrothment. Betrothment is like saying, I've purchased you with a price. You are now my own. Right? It is Western culture that brought in, we know they stay together again because there's an expiration of the agreement. You understand? Now, so if you understand all these things, you now realize why certain countries, like the country I quoted the last time, puts a timeline as to say you are now married. In Sierra Leone, 5 years. Once you are staying together 5 years, you are married. The society recognizes you as husband and wife. So in this story you've shared, it was conditioned. Okay. They didn't mean it that way. Okay. They were only caught in the condition of the parents being myopic of the financial status of the young man. And because they have a vision of where the relationship is heading for, they had to proceed. And that is why I wanted us to deal more on this parental consent as more like a final approval before marriage. Okay. I think that parental consent is only necessary. Okay? It's very necessary rather, right? But when a parental consent is coming out of a condition that is unrealistic, it is not necessary.
At all.
Okay.
Do you get it? If I want to get married to someone and, like Miriam said,
your reason,
you find happiness, true and genuine happiness. You're secured. You share common goals. You are okay with this person.
This person wants to see you grow. He's supportive.
So you don't need your parents' validation for that. Because at the end of the day, you will not stay with your parents forever.
At all.
There will be a point in your life you become even toxic to them. Because the African mentality, they expect that a child, when he gets a certain age, should
leave the
start,
house.
leaving the house and start looking for how to fend for them. So there will be a point. Yes, they love you. Yes, they want to protect you. But there will be a point where they'll start telling you, when are you giving me grandchildren? Can you magically give them grandchildren if you don't have an affair? And they don't want you to have an affair that is not honorable. So the only means to have an honorable affair is to do what? To get married.
But our African parents are very funny. There's from, let's say, your secondary school, university days, when you are going out, be like, where are you going to? When you now finish university, come back from youth service. We have not seen any man, though. But you're always policing the girl child. So where do you want her to bring the man from, spiritually?
I think it's fear of the unknown. Maybe our African parents need to better learn how to protect children other than policing them.
Protect, exactly. That's the right
Understand?
thing.
I think that's one thing.
Okay.
So, sir, sorry. Before we divert from the topic, the main topic, the bride price stuff. Are you
Our moderator is taking
are you
us to where we don't know.
What he's saying. So, are you saying that bride price is not necessary, or?
Now that's a separate topic. That's a separate discussion.
No, what you're saying, you said the bride price.
Transactional bride price. Now let me explain what I mean by transactional bride price. That I want to get married to a young lady. Remember, bride price is not what validates marriage. She has said there are some bride prices that are 3,000.
And not even up to 3,000.
There are places that it is cheaper. There are places it's higher.
35 naira, 30 naira.
When they call bride price, you said how much?
There are some places that is not up to 3,000.
3,000.
Yes, it's just the list that make everything look like very expensive.
So now, waiting be the list
yes,
now.
sir, that's what I want to hear.
Good. It's different.
The list is different from the bride price.
Mate bike, ladies bike.
So, sir, are you supporting the list and you are against the bride price, or which?
I'm not in support of any of them.
Even the bride price.
Even the bride price.
The bride price is important. That's just, I'm not saying you should be extravagant about inflaming the price and all of that, but that bride price is more like, okay,
It's a token.
Yes, a little token to show that this is what I want from your family.
Are you saying that if I come and your family give me the list and I see bride price 3,500, I give the 3,500, we are married?
Now that's the thing.
See,
Go ahead.
when you're coming to marry a child or a lady in a community, from that family, it's not just that family you're getting married to now. You're getting married to the community. That's why sometimes you see the list, they write bar soap for women. Bar soap, salt for the men. They will now still put bar soap for the town criers and blah, 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 blah. That's because they say a child is not owned by one person. It's owned by the community.
But now the question is there really need for all those bar soap for them and this and that?
Now that's where I now come in. That's where my opinion now comes in. The way this thing should be, now mind you, this is my opinion.
Yes.
Right? The way these things should be based on the financial capacity of the supposed spouse. 1. 2. And that it should be reasonably realistic.
So the family.
But when it becomes so much of a financial burden, it is not necessary.
Meaning the family is supposed to get to know the financial status of the man. Maybe call him, liaise with him.
Good.
But I think before you plan to marry someone, you should be ready for the.
Now that's where you now ask a question: can someone be actually financially ready for marriage? Marriage entails so much more than the bride price and the list. You get it? There are so much more involved in marriage than bride price and list.
Yes, but and you cannot just go and take someone's daughter home just like that.
Okay, but you are someone's son. You now see, but you are someone's son.
Going to marry, so
what if in the instances a woman make advances?
Do you know that this thing has made some men, when they get married, they become so mean
To yes,
the
to
wife's
the wife.
Like
family.
like what Vivian you are saying, you are the one going to get married, so you are not marrying the person.
You don't understand. It's the bride price stuff I'm talking about.
No, yes, so that's what you are,
No,
that's what you
before
are saying.
before you prepare, and I think this preparation comes in two.
Okay.
The bride and the groom. Before I want to get married to this guy, I should have little something.
Okay.
In my account.
Brides don't ever
Support.
prepare for marriage.
We prepare. We prepare.
No, you people prepare to benefit from the outcome of the marriage.
How?
Sir, please don't say that.
No, but then it's the truth.
No.
Sir, please, I will not agree with
No, but then it's the truth.
I have
How?
people that are married. I have aunties that are married. We
Okay.
supported.
They are the
marriage.
very few out of the large percentage.
So I'm not in support of this.
Let me.
Well, you've not been married. And moreover, you are the female gender.
And I want to ask her a question now. So, thank God. Let's not thank God. By God's grace, you should be getting married anytime soon, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now I will ask you.
But when you're done, I would like to paint a picture of what I think an ideal process for marriage should be. Just
Thank
just
you,
my
sir,
thoughts.
But I want to know.
So let me ask you this. While we were talking, you said something. You said, but you're the one going to get married. I will ask, so just yes or no, or if you have anything to say, you say it.
Okay.
You are not marrying the person. The person is paying and picking you as a gift.
He's not paying and picking me as a gift. He's doing the right thing.
Okay, is it the
Paying
right
right.
thing? Okay.
Yes. I cannot just walk into your house with my luggage and you accept me without settling
Okay, the
my
person must to pay
Settle.
something.
settling the family.
That is where it becomes
That is where we are-
transactional.
So it's not
Talking about the
transactional.
transaction.
It is.
It's tradition.
What is the tradition?
You
Your
can
parents-
only take
That's the tradition.
you can only take a goods home when you pay for it.
Can you
Sir.
show me? Can you show
And
me
you
in
cannot-
which tradition wrote that you have to give the father?
I don't know. I grew up
Buy
with it. I came
rapper.
to- I
Good.
came
We
to
all
it.
we,
Yeah,
we
we all
all
met
met
it.
it.
know
We
why
all
they are
met
taking
it.
We all made
Yeah,
it.
we all
I mean,
met
I
it.
don't know why
They are
I think people
taking
are doing too much now.
Good.
You buy ball for the youth.
My brother,
Buy
you go
bicycle
buy saute.
for
Do
the
you know why?
last
Do you
born.
know why most families do all of that?
Please tell me.
Now they said a man who spends his money hard-earned currency to go and marry a woman
You value the woman.
who value
That's
the
what I've been
woman.
hearing
That's
from
the
them.
mindset. Wait,
Okay, that's the
yeah,
mindset,
that's
okay.
the
Mindset.
that's the mentality. That when you spend your hard-earned currency to marry a woman, you value the woman. But when you don't spend money, in fact, if you don't even pay anything at all, any little thing, you can tell the woman, hey, after all, she can go.
I no marry you.
oh.
Now you just
now you.
come.
You know, that's the mindset. But they did not think of the mindset that it is too much of spending that even makes some women to be enslaved in their
And it
houses.
is also too much of spending that also makes some men,
It's the man money no
some
waste.
men will not value or respect the women's family.
You see, that
That's
good. That's another negative
That's another
effect.
negative effect of
You
it.
see, the whole thing is, marriage is not supposed to be approached with fear, because that is what it is now in our society. The moment I tell my mom I want to get married, her mind has even skipped, because she's scared. She's scared of how do you bear the responsibility.
Yeah.
You get it? But marriage is not supposed to be like that. Marriage is birthing a new family. It is continuing posterity. Do you understand? Now, let me paint a picture of what I think marriage should be. What I think marriage should be, as it should be, a concern between both families. Because these are two children coming together to start something new, right? It's like a baby starting to crawl. The baby needs parental support. The baby needs to be advised and all of that. Both families come together to say, because it's not one going to, it's not like it's not a purchasing thing. You understand? These two families are supposed to come together and say, okay, we've seen that your child and our child, right, has been able to build a relationship, know themselves, right? Because they both, the male and the female in the relationship, they're important,
Yes.
right? Now we've known that both our children have interest in each other, right? Are you okay with our child marrying your son? I'm fine. Then the question goes back, okay, by this acceptance that we are both okay, we bless these children. If there could be an exchange of token from both families to say, okay, take as a token of your acceptance, or like a witness of your acceptance, because one of the reasons they call bride price is so that there is a witness, there's a token to represent that action of acceptance. We both exchange tokens Celebrate if you have to celebrate, and people go home.
So please, can I say?
Hold on. People go home. Both parents will still have equal responsibility to always care, nurture, and follow up with the families. Do you understand? Yes. Because this is a new baby that is what? Growing. But conversely, what is happening in our society, the moment the man marries the woman and go home, the only important family to be dealt with is the woman's family. It's as though favor is now done on one side. It's like when you go and buy a car, you have to maintain it, buy new tires and all of that. But it's not so. And this is the reason why most men, they become broken in their heart at some point, because there is no equal love and affection. There is no equal love and care. Do you get from this other party? And that is why when they want to be brutal about marriage, brutal about the women, they don't care. Because after all, I bought you with the what? With the price. I don't know if you get good price. You suffer hard for it. Even borrow money and join inside. After marriage, you are still paying them.
You marry now, they feel kidnap you the next
You
day.
now see that it's. I think it has a negative impact on marriage. Some persons will say, now because you get money.
No.
And then I now remember that statement I always make. Who thinks he has money now, tomorrow may be broke?
Yeah.
Yes. Who may not have now does not limit the fact that he can become wealthy tomorrow. And that is why marriage is not supposed to be based on transaction. It should be based on ideals. Do these people have good moral standing? Are they willing to tolerate each other and build together? Okay, as parents, let's give them the support, guidance, and direction, and let them go.
It should not even be tribalistic.
It should not also be tribalistic. So,
yeah, with what you've said, I understand what you mean by marriage. Just for the two parents, both parents of the male and the female, coming together to give consent. But what if in the situation whereby these both parents, they've gone for other people children's marriages?
You now see that it is more.
From it.
It is now more of a social thing.
No, sir. I think no mother or no parents would want to leave the child in the house because of bride price.
You think so?
I think so.
I
think their own is fear. Okay, I've been Mama Obi married.
But doesn't make it right, does it? Make it be say my own, I can't take.
Now, just carry give. Waiting, I go talk.
This is the reason why I don't even attend some occasions. Honestly, this is the reason why I don't attend.
It's very good and it's clear, but I think they cannot. Yes. Like you said, a child is not owned by
one person.
It's owned by
community.
Yes.
No.
So if they should take this decision now, it would be as if, okay, you don't come chop my pikin, when you reach your own, I carry and give free of charge. So I get you.
That is why I say this is like a social impact, right? It is social impact that makes certain things happen the way. Someone started this pattern, right? And now it's now becoming a standard, and it's choking.
It's tradition.
No. It's not tradition.
It's choking when one part is being like selfish or greedy
about the whole thing.
That is when it becomes choky. But if there is an understanding that
both parents can support,
yes, if there is an understanding,
you can just at least minimize.
You must not even bring long list in the first place.
Even if they bring the list,
it's from the
yes,
village,
it's from the
whatever.
village.
Who said so?
Yes.
It's from the village.
I think
if the father of the bride did not consent to that, would you think it will happen?
In a situation whereby
fixed,
is it everyone that has paid that fixed price
you
list?
have to negotiate. Talk to your parents.
In a situation whereby
you have to negotiate.
the bride's father never stayed in the
maybe
village,
their
what do you expect the man to do? That's where they hold most of these people
so are you now trying to
accountable.
tell us that in your place,
and that is the reason
no one has gotten married?
The only thing they can do is not give me my own thing. My mom will say, don't give me my own. My father will say, don't give. But the village, you
must settle the village.
Good. Now you now create debt. You now say you no marry finish.
That's why I said,
you never pay finish.
That's why I said before
You can't even
take
marry
marriage, you should
also
be prepared.
because you
can never be. How do you
the
say?
best
So you
married
cannot
person
just walk
married.
into a university and say you want to start school. You have to be prepared.
The girl is not a commodity. Get that right.
So this is marriage.
No. These are two people. The scripture records that they are co-equal. The woman is a helpmate, right?
Yes.
They are co-equal. No one is superior over the other. They are trying to come together to start up something. Do you get it? The moment we create this scenario, you give too much of power to one spouse, and then you start giving room for all these unnecessary things. I have a couple in my church. The man is over 60-something years. The wife is over 50-something years. They've been married for almost 30 years. Do you know that till now, the woman still accuses the husband that he's owing her family? And this man, they've given birth to more than 5 children. The man has trained all the children. He has also trained other siblings of the wife.
The wife, definitely.
Also takes care.
Snap or cola nuts.
Should that topic of owing come in?
Hey,
When he has even done,
tease your husband.
It's not even teasing, and I'm serious that this woman is even threatening to leave the house.
Wow.
That he has not fulfilled his marital rights, and sometimes I wonder, what else do you look for? See,
Vivian, the way you are talking.
the earlier, no. See, I told you this is a societal problem.
This is tradition.
No, it's not that, it's society.
You
It's
cannot be
not.
above the tradition.
And like I said, that is why me, I avoid going to certain functions, so that it not becomes obligatory
But by the
when I
way-
want to do my own.
Even
By
though
the way,
like
for
this,
some
sir, you
reasons.
still pay.
By the
You know, the last time, no, I did pay, but I paid what I could, and they couldn't force me beyond what I could, because that's what I could afford. But I'm telling you that my children, thank God I have 2 daughters now, none of them will be bothered with that exorbitant
Sir,
payment.
please don't say that. Except your
I am telling you what I am going to
your
do.
tradition. No, I know
It's
they are
not
your
tradition.
children,
Who
yeah.
create tradition?
I know
Man
they are
create
your children,
tradition.
sir. I know they are your children.
Man
But
create
you have-
tradition, is it
you have
not?
family members.
I am telling you what I would do.
But, Vivian.
Who gives her the child for marriage?
Vivian.
So it's not only you.
Who
It's
said
the
so?
elders.
If the father doesn't give consent, do you
Even
think
if
marriage
the
will
elders
hold?
say yes and the father says no,
It will not hold.
It won't hold.
And by the way, this thing that we are arguing, I even
No,
feel
we're not arguing. We're
that
discussing.
We are discussing.
Yeah.
I even think that the tradition that we are talking about so much tradition was not even this serious.
It wasn't.
Because then was there something like bike?
Yam.
Was
They will
there football?
go to your farm.
That's
I'm
why.
just saying
That's why I
tradition,
said.
tradition.
That's why I said greed has entered.
I've
it.
entered into it.
We are
you
now
know that
being-
you are so
and sometimes,
tradition.
see,
help
you-
your man, no, help
what
your
I'm
man.
saying, what I'm
No,
saying,
see.
understand what I said. I said you have to settle the villagers. You know, some villages they will go and pour drink and start doing
Liberation
nonsense.
and
Is it that
yes,
it's
and
kind of-
incantations
because
and
of
all of that.
okay, in mama chop my own. Nah, they no drink, make I follow chop.
But now it
Something
is
like
causing
that.
problem.
Look at the
Do you know that it has contributed to more wedlock marriage, children born out of wedlock?
Yeah.
Yes, and
It has contributed to pregnancy year, and none of them was ever married to. It has contributed to women not able to stay in families. It has contributed to women not having the mind to say, me, I no go marry you, I just want get Pekin, move my life. Is that is that a kind of society we want to build? That someone would think that getting married at 30 is too young.
It's too old.
No.
Too young.
It's too young.
Okay, for the men. No, for the men getting
Even
married
women,
at
some will
30.
say, I want to get married when I'm 35.
No, some men feels getting married at 30 is
Is
too
young.
young. While ladies feel getting married at 30, you're too old.
I was quite young when I got married, and there is this stigma around small children they marry. So what then is the ideal age to marry? Some say when you get to 40 years.
That's
And
what
when you get to 40, they say a fool at 40. Why getting married?
So, but by the way, sir, this age thing again, let me just ask a brief question. At what age do you think is a bit or is right
When
for a
someone
child?
is ready.
Once you're
matured and
mentally ready.
So not age-wise.
Marriage is not a
Once you're
factor of
mentally
age.
ready.
Okay.
Marriage is not a factor of age.
Because I see men that are 40 acting like children.
Yeah.
And I see a child who is 17 acting like a mature
Marriage is not a
person.
factor of age.
Okay. So by the way, Vivian, back to you. Let me ask you this question.
You don't want
Are you-
Vivian to
Are you
to have 20 people as Ashebi.
are you planning?
You know, see,
I will not even have a Chevy self.
How are you planning to help
I plan
the
to.
man that waits now?
Okay,
How are you
I was
planning
thinking
to
my marriage.
How are you planning to
Because I plan to have a low-key marriage.
No, I know that women they marry the man before the man say, will you marry me? So by the way, Miriam, Vivian, how are you planning to help your man in terms of the long list and
Thank you. That's what I was trying to talk about with Mr. Iyala.
you can't ever
So,
take it
because
you know,
he was supporting
I don't have the
me. No
mentality.
list at
Yes.
all.
There is no point of negotiating. It's not the goods you're buying.
Yes.
So, sir, I would say, before we get married, before I and my husband to be, we agree, okay, let's take this step. I will sit down with my parents and tell them, you see, this man I want to marry. No, be
But
selling.
you said that it is a community that decides.
Yes,
It means
so
your parents cannot even influence anything.
I'll tell them, please help me. I don't know this on a long list. Talk to your people. The country times are hard. My husband no get money. Even if he get money, at the enter marriage, we have a lot to do after marriage. Celebration. So talk to them. They should cut down some things. Like, I know we have to pay this, but talk to them to cut down some things. But I'll not tell them to leave the list. I'll be the right we are
I'm
supposed
not
to.
saying so
Okay.
either.
Yes, so I'll just tell them, please, just try. And you know how Nigeria
Be
is.
reasonable.
Be reasonable. That's it.
Can I come in?
Yeah, very well.
Do you know that there are some people who feel a lady assisting in terms of the list that is not
I've heard so.
That is
it's
not
good,
proper.
like it's not proper.
it's more like the woman is giving the man money to marry her.
Is it a tradition?
No, you've not heard.
Like a guy saying that because I want to be
no,
clear.
no.
Like when a woman makes
When a
efforts
woman makes an effort
to reduce the list.
reduce or support financially, the men or the society paints it that the woman is trying to
I think
marry herself.
when you are trying to support your husband, no one should know about it.
So
Right.
Cover up for your
I
husband.
actually wanted to ask, why should you loudly support the man? Okay,
If you want to
even
support your man,
Yes.
you got me this dress, but you don't say now you buy the
Some
wedding.
people make it even public. Funny enough. Some people even make it public. There are some women's family that even supports the marriage and even make it public.
Okay, so you now say, this marriage
Nah,
na
we,
me sponsor am.
it's not
The
nice.
man no get money.
You've not seen souvenir where the right everything was done by the bride's
Groom's,
family.
No, I think that's
Okay,
souvenir.
bride's family.
I think that's souvenir.
My goal is
But people interpret things differently.
Yes.
when my children get married, right, I would take up the responsibility of the ceremony,
Okay.
right? I'm not against having a ceremony because now ceremony you can do it according to your financial strength.
Capacity.
No one is tying you in that area. I would fight against. I would not even let all this flamboyant marriage list and all of that. It's a personal resolution I've made, right? But I am saying that I would take care of the ceremony, whether it's male children or female children. In fact, I have 2 daughters now, so it means I have 2 marital ceremonies to take care of, and that's a personal resolution, whether the person has money or not.
Okay, so Mr. Yala, are you planning to talk your family into accepting this too?
I don't even have to talk to anybody.
He's the father of the
Right.
children, of the
These
girls.
are my children. I have
Okay.
the decision what
He
to
raised
make.
them. He's,
Okay.
I pay their school fees.
You know, there are some places that the elders.
Sir, please,
Call
when you
Mr.
sorry, sir.
Yala, the Igwe is looking for him. We heard that your daughter.
Sorry,
is not
sir,
married.
when you were
We are not
getting
living
married,
in the village anymore.
sir, please,
Okay.
We
sorry.
live in
But
the
do you know
city.
this?
When you were
these
getting married,
aspects
did
of
you go with
living
just your
in the
parents
city
or the elders in your
also
village?
causes
Funny enough,
more
I
harm.
did not even go. Okay, I only went with my parents, my mom and my younger brother. That's all.
Do you know staying in the city causes harm too when you want to get married?
Get married, yes.
Because they'll be like, this one, all his life, he has been in the city. This is the time we collect all our money.
And some of them don't even know you.
And some of them don't even
They
know.
don't even know you. And if you want to see them when they are fighting over the little items that come from your
the
marriage,
salt, you like,
I sat back and I was just looking. Oh my God.
some
See
of them
people
even know your
fighting
name.
over items. You know, some of them have even that day of the marriage is the first day they are even seeing you. But then you see, they now carry their greedy desires, now create a financial burdensome environment, and you now see that marriages, instead of it being joyful, you see the man frowning.
Yeah.
You know, because he's thinking of how much bills he's set to
he's leaving his
settle.
pocket.
Marriage is not supposed to be entered in with some sort of duress. It's a joyful thing. You should get into marriage out of happiness that you are now finally bonding with the person you've desired to be with, and look forward to God's blessings. And you see, this kind of difficult marriage setting is what now makes the early part of marriage to be difficult.
Very toxic.
Very toxic. because you know you are still
Every little
dealing
thing,
with
you're angry.
a
Look
lot
at how
of
much I
frustration
spent
and all of that. Meanwhile, it's not supposed to come into the topic.
The annoying part is the planning. You go and pay for a hall, 1 point something million. Like,
Even leave that one. Let me talk about the church marriage.
okay.
You have to settle pastor before he will bless your union. Why?
I have heard of that.
And I support I support the
that
tradition.
aspect- I feel that aspect is if you're not worshiping in that church.
Even when you are worshiping in that church.
No, it's
And then we are where
This, no, you guys are actually putting a very beautiful discussion because
this is a serious discussion.
should it be a thing?
No, it shouldn't.
if you're worshiping in my church, I'm a pastor,
Mm-hmm.
you're an active member in my church, I'll feel glad to bless you.
But they will give you
But
leave.
then, even if it's not your member, the scripture says we are all.
What
do
church?
you know
Hold
that
on. That we are all beloved children of our Heavenly Father. So being in your congregation is, or not being in your congregation, is not supposed to exempt you of certain privileges.
do you know what it means for you to join two persons you don't know from anywhere?
What does it mean?
What if you're joining two armed robbers?
What does it mean?
you don't know them.
What does it mean? What does it
That's what I'm
matter?
giving you an instance.
So is it the goat they will bring or the money that will pay that will now sort out you knowing them?
No, but I'm just giving an instance.
We are all children of our Heavenly Father. These religious differences was brought about by human,
Yes.
right? The religious group I am a member of we carry out projects for non-members. We've built churches, mosques for Islams. It's not a factor of whether you're a member or not a member. Do you understand? It is a thing of we are all children. We are all Heavenly Father's children. And it's not supposed to be tied. A friend of mine was telling me he could not bless his child because the requirement in the church is one goat to go and give the pastor before you bless your child.
Yeah.
While in the religious setting I serve, you, the father, you are the one blessing your child. No pastor or bishop lays your hand on his child, on your own child.
No, there's a period where I think it's the joining aspect where the pastor comes in.
That is in the marriage.
No,
okay,
no,
he's talking
no,
about child's
I'm
dedication.
talking about
here.
in so many religious groups, it is the pastor, right, that blesses the child.
Okay,
That's
for
what I'm
child
saying.
dedication.
For child dedication, yes.
There's an avenue where the child's parents are called.
Okay, well, in different settings, but then I'm trying to say some churches even give you obligations. You get amount where you go put for
Envelope, yeah, before you do
It's not
anything.
That's where the greed comes in. It's
That's-
the same
that's
thing
what we're
with
saying, is the
traditional
greed,
aspects
you know?
of paying bride price.
He said you will not give a child a name until that naming ceremony day. I'm like,
No. Okay.
Me, I already
think
get there for my pikin before she was even born herself.
No.
When I knew
think
the
what
gender,
is-
I already give
I
it.
think that aspect is also in the Bible. The naming.
Eh.
Yeah, I think the naming.
Please
is
educate me.
I'm doing that now.
No, tell me. I wish to learn. Tell me. That part is in the Bible. Please teach me.
Don't worry.
See, I've done this.
We have to fix it.
Please, let's fix another.
Okay.
Because I don't know if there is a place I'm willing to learn, but I
Yes, there
don't.
is.
That says what? What does the place say?
You do the name in 7 days. That's a week or whatever.
Those are Mosaic laws. Why did the Savior come in the New Testament?
Viewers, get ready. We are my church members.
If a child is born today,
Nobody is saying you don't give the child the name
no,
that
I was about saying another thing.
Okay.
If a child is born today, mother and child, they're in good health, and they have the medical healing period of maybe 3 weeks or 1 month, as the case maybe, depending on their growth level, go to church.
No, nobody is saying the 6 months or 3 months. It's fixed.
There are some places it is sacrosanct.
Oh.
Yeah, even see, you don't take out your child till they are 3 or 6 months. You cannot move out with them.
I see
They will
women.
say-
Do you know the funny part? I see women not going to church,
But they can go to another
but they can
place.
go to the market. They can without child though.
You see, this society has caused a lot of difficult situations.
Okay, so viewers.
Some people they too do.
If you're a lady and you are watching this show, please, I beg you, if you are not married, go and ask your father, Daddy, what will happen when I want marry, so that you start now to prepare your mind. I even think two adults that want to get married should even discuss to the point of what do your family do.
It's important.
It's important, right?
Because some women's family I'm sorry to always put in the women.
No, it's the
marriage
truth.
is more advantageous to some women.
To the women's family.
Some women's family.
Not.
Please come again.
It is. That's the truth.
Repeat it. You said
Yeah, I said marriage is more advantageous to some women's family.
to some.
No, I didn't say all.
Okay.
There are intelligent families.
Families, yes.
There are hardworking families.
Okay.
I can't make such a blunder.
Okay.
Some women's family are just waiting.
I will add majority to this.
I agree with you. Are just waiting for their daughter to get married to the Messiah.
And they are seriously praying for that particular
every
daughter.
single day, and that is the only prayer point they have.
Yeah.
So that when she marries his Messiah, their whole life would what? Would change.
Transform.
You go buy Papa
Deputy
motor.
Jesus.
Do this and that. I'm like, and you know, it is in wait of that Messiah, and the Messiah doesn't come.
Pressure will now start coming on
Pressure
the girl.
come. Belle go enter.
Yes.
When the belle enter, the mama ready to hold that pikin keep, saying na her last born. Instead, make the pikin see they continue the hunt. Do you understand?
Yes.
Another one will come. You will not see that they have so many grandchildren without a marital father, you know, and they will still hide it and say, okay, now our last born. And you now see so many pressure. To be honest, this is the reason why so many young men don't want to get into marriage. They are just willing to roam around and, you know, even pay for a sexual moment rather than gathering that money to go and get married.
There was a period that I actually said I will not get married. Nobody knew why.
Because
my mom would say, if you don't marry, I will curse on you.
Why she ask you to go and marry? Not to born her grandchildren.
My mom
So there's some young boys now even saying, okay, instead I would tie myself,
Baby daddy.
yes, in that crust of marriage,
Sugar mommy.
just give birth to children.
I mistakenly mentioned it too. I said, Mommy, I don't want to marry. I just need a girl that will give birth to 2 children for me. That's all. I'll pay her. She go away.
Wonderful.
But marriage is a beautiful thing, I must say.
It is, but
Marrying the right person is
Yes,
a
marrying
beautiful thing.
the right person is a beautiful thing. It may not be the perfect union, it may not be the
There's
best
no
of
perfect
union,
marriage,
but it's a beautiful thing.
marrying someone who has your kind of understanding, someone who is submissive, someone who is loyal, and someone who loves you makes marriage beautiful.
okay, Miriam. And you said that in English. I appreciate it. Okay, Miriam. So, how are you planning? I actually asked Vivian. She said something. How are you planning to support your husband?
So, your question was directed to the list.
To the list,
So
yes.
let's make it now more general.
Yeah, more general. How you planning to support your marriage?
I'll support in any angle you want him to support.
Any angle.
Not he wants you.
Any
But there is a
angle
need.
I can support.
Good.
Where I know I can support.
You
There
can
is
support.
need.
Yes.
That there is need.
Yes.
So the family pressure thing, or like what you said earlier, that some person will see it as you are trying to marry yourself. You will not take that into consideration.
I don't think for me, I pay attention to what people say. No, it's what gives me happiness. I pay attention to.
Okay.
Assisting you gives me peace. I will assist you.
And I think
You're
while
not
doing
assisting- correction,
No, like,
Mr. Moderator.
if
You're not
assisting-
assisting the man.
No,
You
no,
are
no.
assisting in
Your
the
union.
process.
Yes.
Or the
Okay.
union.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you for that correction. But
and I think while doing this, you shouldn't mention to anyone, because
Even if you mention,
Even
let
if
them
we
fall.
mentions.
no, you know as people they interpret to.
Vivian,
See,
let them interpret.
No. See, that's why most ladies are suffering and smiling.
Okay.
The fact that you got a shoe for yourself and you're tagging it, my husband bought me a shoe. What stops you from saying I bought the shoe?
Heaven will not fall.
Heaven will not fall. The day he can afford to get you the shoe,
He will get
you
it
tell
for
the
you.
world he
Yeah.
got me the shoe.
This is supporting your marriage, not buying shoes. Remember.
No,
she's
I'm giving
painting
an
you
instance.
a picture now.
I'm giving you an instance.
So you tell them, okay, I got this wedding gown for myself. I got this traditional
matter.
attire for
Doesn't
myself.
matter.
People
If
have
you're
sewn their
working-
wedding gowns themselves.
If you're working, it doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Well,
In the early days, marriage was for the reason of giving birth to children,
Children, yes.
increase the number of farm labor.
Yes.
And that is the reason why we have more of polygamous marriages in the early days because men were marrying for the intention of raising children enough to support in their farms.
Yes.
Okay.
Not because they had any emotional connection to the women. Those early marriages were not based on emotions. And that is why you have marriages based on master-slave relationship. All the woman's role is cook food, give birth to children, wash your clothes, and all of
and
that.
take care of the house.
But now things have evolved. We now should get married based on complete acceptance, likeness, and emotional connection.
Okay.
You now see, the type of marriage has changed. So that trend of, bringing full ban of basket of yam and all of that was to show the man's wealth.
Yes.
So that the family of the woman, right, will be confident that their child is not,
He will not
going
suffer.
to a suffering
Yes.
house.
So now
Not knowing that she's going to be a tool.
They'll judge you based
To
on
give birth to children.
they will even be
all
telling
of
the
that.
girl, the man has a lot of farmland.
Yes.
But is that the same marriage concept now?
No.
No. There are people that are now getting married with the intention of raising children, giving them the best of education. It was no longer the way it was.
I saw a marriage list on social media.
It's shocking.
It was almost 2 million naira.
That one is cheap now. That's a cheap marriage list. There are some men that pride in the amount of their marriage list. I have a set of friends. How they boast is how much you paid on your price or your.
Does that guarantee a successful marriage?
Oh, you now see, marriages are now focusing on the most, unnecessary things instead of the most important things.
I even noticed that those ones that lavish on their wedding days,
Are
their
the ones
marriage
that-
don't even last.
Oh, this. All right. So viewers, the discussion is still hot on the deck. So, you two, what do you think about the bulky marriage list of the parents will write? You will see 7 pages of list just to marry.
Most parents don't even write that list.
Yes.
They copy it from another place and come.
But this is true.
They transfer
It fixed something, yeah.
generational list.
Generation.
They just keep
Yes.
increasing their
The only
amounts.
thing is they change. If they used to use ladies' bike, when they know ladies' bike
Like
is
I
now
said,
outdated, they put another type
Okay,
of bike.
now.
So
It's real fun.
it's generational list.
And all these things are not really necessary.
They are not necessary. Not really. They are not necessary.
Okay, so viewers, you two, you need to be on guard, whether it be man, whether it be woman, because it gets on me and say, guy, I made a statement one day, and I was like, if I never did all right like this, I'm not gonna marry you. And someone said, yeah, it's a lie. So that's my statement. Let me bring it here and ask.
What do you mean by they alright?
Do all right, have money to a certain
How
level.
do you have money?
How do you
to
measure
say
the certain level?
At least I should
Nobody is satisfied.
When you have money and
No,
yes, you have
I'm not
money.
saying- I'm not saying-
$1 million naira now. and
Do
be
you
like,
know that Dangote never did on guard?
He's still not satisfied.
But there is how you have money and you be
No.
like, I
Sir.
get money.
Sir, do you know how I define wealth? Okay, my own definition of wealth is when you are able to settle a situation, whether it's emergency or whatsoever, and you are not affected so much.
Really?
That's how I
Is there any
define wealth.
amount that will leave your pocket that you will not feel it?
Let me give you.
No matter-
let me
even
give
if
you
it's
an
Dangote.
insight. Let me give you an insight. Let me give you an example rather, not an insight. Let's say you have 10 million naira now. You're doing okay, right? Do you know that you could have an emergency that is worth 50 million naira? You go sort them out.
Okay.
Money is never enough.
It's never
Okay.
enough. So be Dangote cried the other time
Money is never enough.
that he's suffering from high interest rates of money he borrowed since to do refinery, and refinery is having issues. It's never enough.
Money is never
And that is why you can't have the whole world before you want to venture into marriage. If you now look at it biblically, it is a commandment. Marriage is a commandment. Do you understand? If you look at it from that angle, you now understand that it is not even connected to money.
at all.
Do you understand? So you don't have to have the whole world before you even
Man shall
consider
leave
marriage.
father and mother.
Because if you do that, I have this personal belief that when you now say, until I have this before I do this, you are limiting the power of God's blessings upon your life. Because what you are thinking is how much you have now as to be able to scale you through the future. And you are simply saying God will not even be able to bless you far more than what you think you have. You get it? But when you go into marriage with faith, hard work, and diligence, you are opening the heavens of more blessings to be distilled upon you. And that is why they will always say that marriage comes with blessings.
But sir, do you know that there are some ladies that will first of all tell you, how much is your salary? And you are like, my salary is 70,000.
But doesn't also mean
you are not ready to
doesn't
marry.
also mean you go into marriage without engaging into anything.
Yeah.
You see, this whole thing, when the scriptures say wisdom is profitable to direct.
Okay.
Right? Marriage involves responsibilities, taking care of each other and all of that, which involves material things. Do you understand? So because it involves material things, you can't tell me you don't have any basic source of earning, any basic source of hand skill or anything that you're considering marriage.
Okay.
Not because marriage is wrong. It is because it is not prioritized as at what? That moment. What is prioritized as at that moment is you improving your what? Your capacity. When you now improve your capacity to the point where you know that, okay, with this, I can start up something, not satisfy everything, then the next priority comes in, which is what? Marriage.
Wow. That was... Guys, I told you guys when we started earlier that this is one of the most informative, entertaining, and not less...
Are you running away?
No, I'm not running. I'm still coming back to you guys. A not less educative podcast. So stay tuned. We are still on the discussion and the decks is still hot. All right. So who?
Bring it on.
Miriam.
Yes.
All right. So okay. So let's move on. When Mr. Yala was talking, he said a lot of things that were so beautiful. The marriage, you should be prepared and all the rest. How prepared should your man be?
She getting married?
I'm just asking. She should be. Miriam, you don't want to get married?
No. She will get married.
She will. So
She getting married.
she. So do you know women planned their marriage before they see the husband. She knows the color. If I ask her now, on your wedding day, what will be the color of the day? She will tell you. She will be very detailed. She has designed. She has designed.
What's onion red?
Hey.
Peppermint blue.
She has designed. I have a friend. So we were just walking. There are two girls. I'm the only guy. So we were just discussing, and the other one was like, my wedding color will be so and this one shouted, Jesus, how did you know? Thank God we are friends. They hugged themselves. I stood there, I was like, wow. So Miriam, how prepared should, at least before someone will be like, oh Miriam, let's get married. You know, there is a difference between let's get married and let's start the process. Okay, so what are the things you'll be looking out for so that you will not be bothered or not be having so much issues with the family? At what point do you think your man is ready for, so that the family long list, even if you are to, talk to them to be reasonable, it will not be much of a problem? And after that, the marriage phase, and how ready do you think someone should be?
I think is how ready should they be?
Should you?
Yeah, because the marriage is not
A one-man thing, yeah.
Do you know what, Sayara? I really appreciate this, your mentality of the both of us, because now you see that even I have been affected by the idea of, because if I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get married. I've never for a day, if I'm thinking of marriage, maybe if I will marry someday, I've never for a day say, I'm expecting my wife to support. But with what you are doing now, I think I will have to adjust.
The support may not always be monetary support.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, when you say how ready, my own is not the aspect of money. I always, whenever I picture myself with someone, I always picture the extent of how quick you are to forgive. That's my own. One, your level of anger. How do you handle yourself when you're angry? Do you extend Are you the type that keep malice for a man
Time.
for a long time? Because these are the little things. I check how caring you are. I don't like stingy people. Like, that's my off. It breaks me. I don't like rolling around.
So maybe you have been seeing on your screen and you are now, your eye don't they shine, pim, pim, pim. You know, like stingy people.
I'm not saying the stingy aspect is, there are some people that feel until you have billions or millions in your
They should
account,
spoil it.
that's when
You should spoil it.
that's when you should spoil. You can be stingy with your time.
Mm-hmm.
You can be stingy with your emotions. You can be stingy with your support. You can be stingy with your ideas. If I come to relate something with you and you have maybe a better idea and you don't share it with me when I need it, that's you being stingy. So
Okay.
it must not necessarily be pocket-wise when I talk of stinginess. So that's my
Because everything is just always thought about money, money,
Yes.
money. It's not just money.
yes,
Okay,
that's one thing.
So lastly, guys, let's engage Vivian. Vivian, you heard what she said. Did you agree?
I agree with her, but then I would say if I want to know my man is ready, is he really in love with me? Because I think love is the most important thing.
Whoa.
If someone loves you, the person cannot be stingy with time. He wants to be around you all the time. He wants to provide for you, make you happy, care for you. So I think for me, is love.
This is really interesting because I actually wanted you to say a thing, then I will trap you with another, which is love. Don't you think that when love comes, most of these things you may not want to look at them. You may want to see them as nothing because they
Most
say
of
love
what?
is blind.
Love is not blind where I am. If you love me, before I even say, see this shoe, I like them. You should tell me how much is this shoe. Okay, I have 500 naira. Would you do you have any money to add and buy? And not because
Is that your definition of love?
no. Wait, I'm just saying this, but with
kind
what
of
she
love?
said,
It
with what
expires,
she
though.
said, no, with what she
God help.
See, love.
with what she said, sorry. With what she said, the time, the attention, the ideas and everything. If
Only
someone,
to you.
yes, only to me. If someone should love you, the person will want to share ideas. I've seen people together, but they don't care about each other. Auntie, where you they go? And I see your husband, waiting concern me. Like all those kind of things.
Yo.
If the woman really loves the man or the man really loves the woman, I'll be like, for where? He don't come back, he don't even tell me all those kind of things.
But I want you to actually answer my question. Okay. Anyone can answer the question. The question is, Miriam said the person shouldn't be stingy, not just with money, time, resources, and all the rest. And she mentioned a whole lot of stuff, beautiful stuffs, which are very important. Now the question comes. She didn't mention love, so she mentioned love.
If
And
there
my
is
question,
love, all
yes.
these things.
So now I am now asking, when love comes in, people say love is blind. And there are some person that makes a very silly decision out in the name of I'm in love. Okay, so when love comes in, do you think you will still be able to clear your eye from the love stuff? Or are you now saying that it is because of what this person is doing that will make you love this person? Is love actually, are you loving someone based on what the person is doing, or it's actually a natural thing that just happened?
Your question,
You know
if
that, sometimes love is not enough.
Okay, so you are saying that love is a natural thing. It is not actually what the person is doing. Because someone might be so good to you, takes you out, gives you everything, and you are like, if this person asks me out, I know I accept that.
That's not even love, funny enough.
And then I'm asking, yes, so
Those are activities. Those are not love.
she mentioned this stuff. So I wanted to understand if this is what will actually make you like the person, or love is actually a different thing. Now, if yes, if love comes in now and you are so much in love, and do you think you will still be noticing he's not stingy, he's not this, he's not that?
Can I say something? Have you wondered why most couples still have divorce? The rate of divorce is high. Sometimes when they go to court, do you love this man? They say
Yes.
Do you love this woman? they say yes. So why the divorce? Sometimes it's not just about love. It's about your understanding, your patience, your tolerance. For anything to work, you must learn to tolerate. You must learn to be patient with the person. Because there's how someone will say something to you. If you want to do it based on love, you might say, I love this guy, but with what he has just done, I don't think we can relate again. But if you're patient enough with that person, you can say, okay, fine. It has happened.
Okay.
I will still give room because nobody is perfect.
Okay.
So you tend to understand why this person acted like this.
Okay. Okay, so I can relate to your answer, okay, but I really want the audience to, people that will be watching the show, to really understand. So, Sayala, I believe you understand what I was trying to.
I honestly do.
Okay, so what do you say?
So it doesn't seem like I always have a varying opinion.
No, yeah,
But
but
then
at least.
I feel it is this attribute that translates to saying whether the person loves you or not.
Okay.
Not rather saying the person loves you and then should possess this attribute.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so that means if someone is doing this, it means the person loves you.
Someone loves you, and because the person loves you, the person is caring for you.
Yeah.
The person
Just
is
like your child.
gifting you.
Yes, that's the example I
Just
wanted
like
to
your
use.
child.
Okay.
Just like your child. Your child may do something bad, but because you
You
love
love the child.
you want to scold the child in a more responsible way.
All right.
But if you don't love the child, you be brute on
Yeah.
the child. Right?
Okay.
So that's my own opinion about this love. So it's attraction, then attitude developing into love. And then the love keeps it going.
Okay, because I remember that when I was trying to ask this question, I made a statement that there are ladies you see, this guy showers them with every necessary gift or love.
That's an activity now, relax.
Because
Because you can have a side chick, you don't love her.
Okay.
You don't even have the desire to keep her as a wife, because who you love, you want to keep the person as a wife, right?
Okay.
But because it's just some sort of attraction, sexual attraction or physical attraction, as the case may be, you can do those things, but then you don't love her.
Okay, so that's not love.
That's attraction.
Okay.
How do they call it? Is it obsession?
And some people used to do it out of pity.
Infatuation.
They do all these things out of pity also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still think that I've kept you guys for a long time, but
It's
permit
fine.
me. I still think that even if the infatuation or whatsoever, it shouldn't be for a longer period of time.
No, you can't predict.
Yeah. You can't.
You can't predict.
It's as much reciprocating effect you get that will determine how long it lasts.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. That I'm being nice to Vivian, right? Because I'm attracted to her. And I start doing those things out of, my attraction to her.
Attraction doesn't mean he loves.
Yes, not yet. So if she starts giving me negative vibe, what will happen to me? I will run. Would is there still love there? No.
But
And that's why they say husband and wife, they grow in love. They get to love themselves the longer they stay. Understanding that, okay, this is a contract they've come into and it's a lifelong contract.
But girls of this generation, they have actually helped our guys to misplace or misunderstand the entire thing. Because if someone
It's not
is
their fault as well.
because if someone is doing like what we have just explained and giving out and maybe trying to take care of you, trying to get to the girl, you see, the girl too may want to give in.
Don't you think that guy is starting first?
Then that is what I'm saying.
Now
because
women, they are now captains in it.
all right, thank you very much, Mr. Yala. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Vivian, for being on the show, though we still have a discussion after the show. All right, by the way, like, follow and share this video. Wait for more content. Don't forget, I always tell you, it is the most informative, educative, and not less entertaining podcast where let's talk. Thank you very much for your time and see you next time. Do you have anybody to say hi, a shout out to anybody?
I want to say shout out to my wife.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
God, when?
Shout out to my boss's wife. We love you.
We love you.
Shout out to all the Nigerians. Keep holding it strong. I know what Tinubu they do.
All right, see you guys next time.
All right, see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.